What is photosynthesis, and why do I care? Well, I'll tell you. First, let's go over the balanced equation for photosynthesis. 6CO2 plus 6H2O, add in some light energy, C6H12O6 plus 6O2. Yeah, that's a lot to take in at first. So let's start simple. Let's look at the inputs of photosynthesis. We have carbon dioxide and H2O. Carbon dioxide is the stuff we breathe out, and H2O is water. Both of these enter the plant through something called the stoma, or the stomata if you're going plural. These are little tiny pores in the plant, just like the pores on your face. And inside, we get to the inner workings of the plant. But let's go over something really quick. Have you ever wondered, why are plants green? Well, mostly due to something called pigments. Pigments are the way that we see color, and plants are really good at absorbing most colors, except for green. They're really good at reflecting green, but not absorbing. Let's get back to the chloroplasts. So we have the outer membrane, the inner membrane, the granum, which are stacks of these little pancake-looking structures called thylakoids. And in between these, you have the stroma, which is different than stoma. Stroma connect the thylakoids. Now let's look into what we need for photosynthesis. We have our carbon dioxide, we have our water. We also need a light source. And this is the point where we really have to divide our photosynthesis. We have stage 1 and stage 2, our light-dependent reaction and our light-independent reaction. Let's start with the light-dependent reaction. Water molecules go into the reaction and are split. The 2 oxygen atoms leave and the hydrogen is sent to do other things. This is our pretty much easiest reaction. Now let's get into the Calvin cycle, or a light-independent reaction. This one's a little bit more difficult to understand. This is where our carbon dioxide from earlier comes in. So our carbon is sent and combined with a 5-carbon molecule, becoming a 6-carbon molecule. These are then split into 2 3-carbon molecules. I know, we're already getting there. Now, for every 2 carbon molecules released, 1 6-carbon molecule is formed. Now, you're probably wondering, where does the cell get all of this energy to perform all of these things? Well, exactly through energy. The main types of energy in use here are ADP, ATP, NADP, and NADPH. Let's start with ADP. ADP is adenosine diphosphate. Through one point in this system, another phosphate group is added, and this becomes adenosine triphosphates, or ATP. The other energy we're going to be looking at is NADP. Do you remember that hydrogen from before, from our light-dependent cycle? Well, here's where that finally comes into play. This hydrogen ion is added to the NADP and gives it more energy. And now you're thinking, why? Why do I need to learn this? Why do we need photosynthesis? How does it affect me? Well, because of the outputs. The output of our light-independent cycle is glucose. Glucose is sugar. This in plants is stored in the leaves, the roots, and the fruit. Fruit is one of the many things we eat and one of the ways we get sugar. But the more important thing for us comes from the light-dependent reaction. Oxygen is produced. You know, oxygen, the stuff we breathe and keeps us alive. Oxygen is the main reason why this is important for humans. Thank you for watching my presentation. Shout out to Sarah Reeder for helping me with this. It's late, she's a trooper.